It's Ramsey Dewey over here at the Animal MMA gym in Shanghai, China. Got my friend Tian here, and we're going to demonstrate some very common mistakes that almost every beginner makes when they learn the Kimura. We're going to do the Kimura from the top. You can do this attack from many different positions, but we're going to demonstrate from the top. So let's start from side control here. Very simple way to set that up. I'm going to cross face him, get his face facing me, pull this shoulder up, press down, step over here, and I'm going to get this grip, pull his arm away from the body a little bit, and I'm going to push it back until he taps out. All right, if you're not familiar with the technique, I'm breaking his shoulder, basically. I'm putting enough stress there to tear the rotator cuff and all the connective tissue, and in some cases, it can also break this bone right here. That's a little more rare, but it has happened. What is it that beginners usually do? Well, let's address the grip first. Once I get over here, if I'm doing everything else right, it's very common to grip with the thumb. And initially, this is not wrong or bad, but if I grip with C grips here and here, Tian, could you fight back here? So you notice Tian is able to get his hand out, right? Why is that? Here, sit up for me. If I grab his hand right here with a C grip there, here, pull your hand free. La. 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 Okay, so he's pulling this hand free. There's a Chinese lesson for you. La, it means pull, right? So I'm trying to hold him with my fingertips here, right? So if it's just my fingertip here, and he's pulling, pull, la. Yeah, my fingertips are very, very weak, okay? Now, if I'm holding like this, now I'm still holding with the fingertips, but I've got two hands, la. Eventually he's gonna break that, especially if he's a strong guy. So what do we do? When I reach over for the Kimura grip, before I lock up my hands, I'll switch my thumb into a monkey grip, right? No thumbs, monkey grip. So initially I have to hold it with my thumb, okay? But before I grip my other hand over the top, I'll switch to a monkey grip. C grip, monkey grip. C grip, monkey grip. One more time, C grip, monkey grip. Okay, la. Oh, check that out. Now he's having a very difficult time escaping. Because now, instead of fighting the fingertips, he's fighting my entire skeleton. See, the main thing keeping him here is actually these bones, right? Not the fingers. Because now, I've turned my palms into frames, right? I'm framing my palm here, and I'm also framing my other palm against my wrist joint. Which brings us to the second big mistake that beginners make. And that is holding their forearm instead of the wrist. When I say wrist, I'm specifically talking about the wrist joint, right here. You might even see a couple of little lines on your wrist there, right? That's what we're gonna grab, our wrist joint. I'm gonna grab Tian's wrist joint right here, and I'm gonna grab my own wrist joint. This will be a very strong grip. But watch this. If I hold my forearm instead of the wrist, la. Yeah, he's gonna be able to rip out of there. So let's go back to the Kimura itself from side control. Let's say I do everything else correct. I pull them up here, all right, I control everything. I get my monkey grips, but now I'm holding my forearm instead of my wrist. La. It's really hard to control that. But one minor difference. Hold his wrist, hold my wrist, la. Now it's a whole lot more secure. What if I'm holding Tian up here in the forearm, not on his wrist, but up here, and I'm holding everything else correct here, la. Ooh, see how easily he got out? One more time, la. Yeah, weird, right? So these two tiny little things make a massive difference in the control you have on the Kimura. Holding the wrist versus the forearm, monkey grip versus C grip. Okay, just those two tiny little details. Now, as far as setting the Kimura up from the top, now you might have wondered, why am I cross-facing? Why am I pulling his head in this direction? Here, Jim, look this way, right? Now, I want to get him up on his side, and I want to pull him this way, and you can see he's not cooperating. I can waste a lot of strength doing that. And if I pull up here, look at all this space. And he can get this knee in between, and he can re-guard, and he can give me a hard time, okay? So I'm cross-facing, because now the only way he can turn is toward me. And this becomes much, much easier to get him here, to control him, and to take that space away, okay? So now I get my monkey grips, holding his wrist, holding my wrist, pull it up, and now I can push and get that finish. The Kimura grip has many, many applications from multiple positions in grappling and mixed martial arts. But before you can use any of them, you must master the grip and the position of the grip itself. The Kimura often gets a bad reputation as being a strongman move because if you have bad technique, you can often compensate with additional strength. However, fixing your technique is super easy. It's as easy as adjusting your grip, and it costs you nothing but a little bit of time. Two tiny little tips, I guess 3 tiny little tips, to help radically improve your Kimura. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.